Hello everyone! Today I will speak about a topic that I get asked a lot about, both from my international friends and my Korean friends, and as you can see from the title, it's about dating in Korea! Wow! And I feel it like with such a private topic, a disclaimer needs to be made. Of course, we're all totally unique snowflakes, so what I'm about to tell you is not applicable to everyone, but both from my experience of dating in Germany and from hearing from my friends in Germany and my experience and my friends' experience here in Korea, I think I'm able to tell you about some trends. Okay, these are 5 things that I found surprising when I came to Korea that I didn't know about in Germany or had not experienced in Germany in dating culture, and I will tell you about them now. Number 1 is defining very quickly the first day or the starting date of your relationship. And what this means is what I and my friends were used to back in Germany is that if you like somebody, you go on a couple of dates, you get to know each other, and if you really like each other, it kind of just transforms in a relationship. Of course, there's people who say, okay, like, I want to date you, let's make this a real relationship, but a lot of people don't, or it's kind of they are in a serious relationship and only speak about it like months later. And compared to that, in Korea, I feel that a lot of people, they very early on say, okay, from today on, it's our first day, but yeah, they define the relationship very quickly, and it's not something good or something bad. It just means that what was surprising to me is that sometimes my friends told me, oh, I just broke up with my boyfriend. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know you had a boyfriend. Like, how long have you been dating? And the answer was like 2 weeks. And like in my standard, in my vision of a relationship, 2 weeks is not like dating someone for 2 weeks or knowing someone for 2 weeks is not something you would call your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Of course, this is a personal standard, but it just shows kind of that this defining of a relationship and like you're mine now, you are not allowed to go on dates with anyone else, that is much more important much earlier on in Korea than I was used to back in Germany. This leads me to number 2, which is that anniversaries are much more frequent and kind of more important in the way that they are celebrated more, I feel like. So I told you that people define what their first day is very early on, and that is because the earliest like anniversary I have heard of so far is the 22 days anniversary. And this is an extreme case. Nobody I know personally had ever had like made that like a special day or a special anniversary, but I read on the internet, especially from some like high school students, did actually kind of celebrate their 22-day anniversary. What is more commonly celebrated is the 100-day anniversary. That's kind of the first time or the first anniversary that's celebrated. And of course, also here there's people who don't celebrate it at all, but it kind of goes in 100-day steps. So 100, 200, 300, and then your first 1-year anniversary. And in Germany, what I would say is generally the approach to these kind of anniversaries. If you want to do like an early anniversary, it's at 6 months. So that's the first anniversary you might celebrate. But the most common thing is 1 year, and then it's 2 years, 3 years, and so on. It was surprising to me. I mean, in the ideal relationship, right, every day should be special, or every time you meet, it should be special, and you should treat each other well. And you shouldn't like need anniversaries like to have an excuse to treat your partner well. But I don't know, I think a lot of times it is commercially encouraged. For example, there's Pepero Day here in Korea, where you give like some stick cookies coated in chocolate to a person you're romantically interested in, also to your friends, but of course couples buy these pepero a lot and give them to each other. And of course that day was invented by the very company that sells pepero, because they want to make profit. So although a lot of those couple days like Rose Day and Picture Day and Kiss Day and whatever day They are kind of encouraged by some company who wants to make profit off of it. I still think it's kind of cute, like especially the 100 days, like 100, 200, 300. Because I've seen a lot of stuff where they give each other like a journal that they wrote during that time, like what I thought about our first 100 days, or like a picture album. So I don't think it's bad. I actually really like it, because in Germany, like I said, you don't really have that culture that strongly at all. But in Korea, it just gives you, yeah, more opportunities to kind of, without much pressure, give a gift, or like even if you just write a letter, it's kind of, it helps as a reminder to really appreciate your partner. And I mean, who doesn't like receiving gifts? And as a person like me, like I really like giving gifts. So I really like this part of dating culture in Korea. I think it's cute. The third thing that was kind of new and surprising to me in Korean dating culture is how much contact you keep with your partner. And not even like your boyfriend, girlfriend, but especially, maybe even especially in that phase where you're still kind of like, you're dating, you're not in an official relationship yet, you're kind of dating and testing if you want a relationship with that person. And it kind of seems that a lot of people feel the more contact you're holding with the other person, the more you're showing your interest. And I know that a lot of like Western countries have like rules of, yeah, you shouldn't text back too soon or you will seem desperate. It's kind of like a power game, I guess, and supposed to like keep the other person interested as well, which was never my style. I always, if I liked somebody, I was like, hey, you seem cool, give me your number, we're gonna go on a date. And that was it, and it worked pretty well for me. So actually here in Korea, it kind of fit my approach very well, because if, of course, like if I text somebody and nothing is really coming back, like I ask something and they just answer and don't ask me back, like you can tell pretty quickly here in Korea if somebody is interested in you at all or not. So I actually think that's kind of helpful in the beginning stage of a relationship. But what I was kind of surprised of, like if you start dating, a lot of people still keep up like this very high frequency of text messaging. So they will ask you like, oh, where are you going, what are you eating, who are you with? And like if it's just to express like their curiosity and like they care about you, I don't think it's a bad thing. But sometimes, like especially in the beginning when I didn't really know about dating culture here yet, I was like kind of confused a little bit, because as an independent German person, I was like, I will take care of my food and like what I eat and when I eat, so you can stop like obsessing about that. And taking that one step further, a lot of people seem to feel that if the frequency of keeping in contact kind of lessens as the relationship progresses, that it is kind of like the emotions have already lessened. So I think some people focus maybe too much on keeping in contact, but on the other hand, it is true that everybody has their phone on their person all the time. Like even if you meet with your friends in a restaurant, something that I really could not stand at all when I first came to Korea is, even when you eat with your friends, like everybody will have their phone like right next to them and see when a phone call comes in, when a text message comes in. So it is kind of understandable that because everyone practically sees their phone all the time, if suddenly your boyfriend or girlfriend does not answer a text for like 4 or 5 hours, you might feel like, what is she doing? Like, has she become bored with me, or like, am I not important anymore? So I think the phone culture, the high use of mobile phones here really kind of adds to that part of dating culture. So yeah, it's kind of, sometimes it might be a bit hard to keep that balance of keeping in contact and keeping the other person informed to a level that they're comfortable, but also not like getting obsessed if something happens that they are not able to get to their phone right away, like work or a nap or whatever. The fourth point kind of ties into that in a way that who you're keeping contact with is also very important, because a lot of people, once they enter their relationship, will not have close contact anymore to members of the opposite sex. So when, for example, when I enter a relationship, I'm kind of supposed to not be that close with my male friends anymore, and my boyfriend is supposed to not be too close to his female friends anymore. And of course, also here, when I first came here and was told that like you should behave this and this way, and like when you start a relationship, you should not hang out with your guy friends anymore, I was like, okay, that's crazy and I won't do that, because just from the things that I was used in Germany, like you're pretty free, I feel like, having friends of the opposite sex, even if you or them are in a relationship. Like as long as everyone's cool with it, you don't really think about it that much. The structure of culture and society here still does separate men and women more strongly than, for example, in Germany. And I think that really kind of plays along with the whole thing. So I guess it's part like loyalty. You show that you're so loyal to your partner that you won't even like let any other woman or any other guy like near you. But at the same time, it's just kind of, if you're into a relationship, you're supposed to only focus on that person anymore. So again, it's kind of, it goes both ways. Like you can see it as very cute and loyal and maybe even safe. I guess some people feel safer once their partner cuts off all ties with like friends of the opposite sex. But at the same time, of course, you can see it as kind of missing out, because that means you automatically can only like have contact to 50% of the world population, right? Because the other 50% will be the opposite gender. So just like with the other points, I think if you manage to get a good balance with your partner and kind of can agree on a standard, that's actually the most important thing. Like if you want to keep all your friends of the opposite sex, but your partner is totally against it, then it will probably just not work out. Like somebody will get hurt or frustrated, and that's just not very positive. But if you can agree on like one standard, like a certain level to which you can keep those relationships, or maybe you both don't care about it at all, I think that's perfectly fine. To each their own. And the fifth thing is that there's a lot more of couple activities here in Korea. So I guess in Germany you would just kind of do what you do with your friends as well, plus hugging and kissing. But usually you just like hang out, eat, maybe drink, and that's it pretty much. Like there's not that much activities that are targeted at couples. There's a lot of fun things to do, but you could do them alone, with friends, with family, or with a partner. Here in Korea, on the other hand, I feel while of course you can do all these things with your friends as well, a lot of activities are actually targeted at couples. For example, there's baking cafes, because a lot of homes, smaller homes in Korea, don't have an oven. So if you want to bake a cake for your 200-day anniversary, you can go to a baking cafe and bake a cake. There's also like make your own couple ring cafe. There's a lot of like animal cafes, like cat cafe or dog cafe, where you can go and like play with the animals, which is also a very fun date. Of course, there's the whole couple accessory and couple outfit industry. So there will be, you just wear like exactly the same outfit as your partner, or you're kind of matching. So you have the same color or the same pattern. And I also noticed that there's a lot of like photo spots made especially for couples. Like if you go somewhere, if you travel somewhere, you will always find like in front of a scenic view, you can find like 2 chairs where a couple can take a picture, or like there's a heart built on the beach and you can take a picture in front of there. So again, you can do that with your friends or by yourself, but I just feel there's more opportunities that are especially like created with couples in mind. And while we have nothing of that sort in Germany, I actually think it's pretty cute. I know some people, and like even some Korean people, they are not into that at all. They don't really like displaying their relationship in that kind of way. But a lot of people really do. Like if you look through Korean Instagram, like Lovestagram, you can find so many shots of like couples wearing the same stuff, going to these scenic locations to take a picture together. So yeah, I think it's fun, it's cute if you and your partner are both into it, and yeah, you can keep good memories with all those photos that you take, so that's definitely a plus. So overall, although it's different for every person, I'm sure, a Korean dating compared to like Western or European dating seems to me more active for once. Like you do more stuff together, like not just the regular hanging out thing, but actually like going somewhere, baking that cake and taking photos. And in that respect, it's also kind of more for show, I guess. Like a lot of people post about their relationship on Facebook and Instagram and use their partner's pictures as their own profile picture and stuff like that. So I think this show aspect, like I'm wanted and I'm loved, like not that that's a bad thing, but you kind of do get the feeling that some people do it for the attention. And lastly, I think it is more about like really focusing on your partner. In Germany, I had the feeling that you still, like your partner is one aspect of your life, but that's it. Like you are the core aspect of your life, then there's your family and your friends, and then there's your partner. Like you should be pretty happy already with your life. You should pretty much have it together. And your partner is like an addition, like not like an accessory, but more like you already have a pretty good life and you invite that person to share that with you and enhance your life further, just as you enhance theirs. But in Korea, it feels more like once you get into a relationship, all the other aspects are kind of fading away a little bit. So your partner is the most important person. Most of your free time will be spent with them. And like a lot of activities and photo opportunities and stuff like that will be done with them. Personally, I have to say, I feel that the Korean dating way kind of fits me more. That might be because I like almost spent 3 years in Korea now, and definitely some things have changed for me. Some things that I could not accept at all in the beginning are now like completely natural to me. So of course, the longer you live in a country and experience its culture, the more you also will change. But I would say like a lot of the cutesy stuff and like the fun activities that you do together, I really enjoy. And like even the anniversaries that you have so many of are kind of cute if you don't stress about them too much. So yeah, I would say those are 5 differences that definitely surprised me. Like I wasn't really aware of them before. But you can get used to anything, and really as long as you and your partner kind of can work out an agreement, I don't really think any of those are problems. So yeah, those are some things to look out for if you enter the Korean dating world. I hope it was fun to listen to, and I see you soon. Bye bye!